Hi there, Graham from GMAT Panda, and today we're going to talk about decimals. So first of all, what is a decimal and what's the difference between a decimal and a digit, which some people sometimes wonder. So starting with a digit, well, a digit is just a single number. Okay, so it's one symbol, so it's, for example, 0 is a digit, 1 is a digit, 2 is a digit, all the way up to 9. And for example, the number 375 is made up of three digits, 3, 7, and 5. Okay? A decimal is something a bit different. So a decimal is, for example, 3.75, and it is a number that contains a whole part. So in this case, the 3. So 3 would be a round number on its own, and a fractional part, which in this case is the 0.75 bit. Okay. We could split this number, if we wanted to, into that 3, which is the whole part, plus the fractional bit, which is 0.75, or we could write that as 75 divided by 100. And if we want, we could split that even more. We could split the 7 part of it, which is 0.7, and that we could write as 7/10. And the 0.05, that is 5/100. Now, why do we need decimal numbers? Well, I mean, let's take this pen, for example, which you may or not be able to see with the background. But this pen is roughly 6-7 centimeters long. Now, if I wanted to precisely measure it, I can't just use 6 centimeters or 7 centimeters. I want to be a little more precise than that. So in this case, maybe I would say it's 6.26 centimeters. Okay, so it's just to express a value that is in between two whole numbers. So you may be thinking, okay, so a decimal is anything that's not a whole number. Well, that's actually not quite true, because not every decimal is a whole number, but actually every whole number can be expressed as a decimal. For example, 5, which is a whole number, we can also express it as 5.0 or 5.00. We're not changing the value of this number. We're just adding some zeros after the dots. It's just another way of writing it, which in some conditions we may want to do it that way. The key thing to remember is that actually whole numbers are also part of the decimal category.